How to get started with microfishing. Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about how to get started in microfishing. First I'm going to go over the setup, what you need, and what a rig looks like, and the type of rod setup that you can use, and what I like. First off, let's start off with hooks. You need a really small hook. A dry fly size 18, 20 works well. I've even used 24, 26. And if you order some of the Japanese Tenego hooks online, they're even smaller than that, as small as 32 size. Next, you need some micro beads or micro split shot in a size 6 and 8 is what I like to use, and some sort of float. I make mine out of craft foam, as you can see here. I take the foam and cut it into squares and then put little notches on each end and then simply wrap the tippet around that. I use different sizes, some thin, some thicker. I prefer the brown, which is a little bit thicker. And then you need some tippet. I like to use 6X tippet. You need something really small for these small hooks. And as far as bait, I like to use the plastics off these little crappie jigs, and what I do is simply cut the tails off into really small pieces, because you only need a really small piece of bait about this size here where my finger's pointing right now. And I take a pair of scissors with me, or some tongs or something like this, to get the hooks out of the fish's mouth and to cut and nip the tippet as needed. So let's take a look at the typical rig. So I've got one set up now. So I use a piece of 6X tippet, a float, and then I rig one of these pieces of small micro split shot with a hook on the end there. And this is what your primary rig looks like. Now let's talk about rod choices. This is your standard Tenego rod, and it's a telescoping rod, and this is what the Japanese use when they microfish. Take a look at this. I'm holding the camera, so it's a little bit awkward, so I apologize for that. But I think this gives you the general idea of a standard Japanese Tenego rod, which is used for microfishing. But let me tell you, my preference is the good old telescoping crappie pole or crappie pole, depending upon what part of the region you're from. I like the crappie pole because it's telescoping, and it also gives you further reach. And believe it or not, these fish are spooked very easily. So this longer reach gives you an opportunity to be a little more stealthy and to get closer to the fish from further away. Now let's talk about bait selection for a second. As I mentioned, I like to use these little snips off of crappie jigs, but any type of plastic that is fortified with salt or any other type of impregnated with any other type of flavor will work well. As you see here, these are just some small cricket plastic baits. You can cut the tails off of these in really small sections and use that. The same with these rage tails, just cut the little pieces of plastic off. And my setup in terms of carrying, this is it guys, a small Orvis fly box, and I'll show you what I carry. I carry some hooks, some floats, and some bait material. And in my pocket, I'll carry these other spare accessories, my split shot, my tippet, and my knife, or whatever I want to carry with me in terms of scissors or tongs or whatever. And that's pretty much it. This bait that you see here will last you more than a day, believe it or not. Some people like to use like crappie bait, dough, rice, those kind of things. All those work, but I find that the plastics are very efficient and work well. They're easy to keep and last a lot longer. I hope this has been helpful, and if you've never tried microfishing, please get out there and try it. I think you'll have a lot of fun. Please subscribe for more videos. Thank you.